As we come on the air at 5 this evening, new details to share on the violent rampage through South Tampa last night. It ended in this chaos right here, shutting down I-275 northbound for hours. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay at 5. I'm Courtney Robinson.
I'm Frank Wiley. That violent night ending with the victim and the suspect dead. I want to show you this right here because it started with an argument at a Dollar General that was on Del Mabry just after 8:30. After that altercation, the police department of Tampa saying 48-year-old Jeremiah Bailey started a rampage across South Tampa, hitting 4 people with his car, killing 1 person. The violence ending on 275 where police shot Bailey.
As the investigation into all of this moves forward tonight, our crews are on the ground right now bringing you live team coverage. Chris Hurst just finished speaking with one of the rampage victims. But first, our Hannah Deneen joins us from outside of the Tampa Police Department. And Hannah, there are still a lot of unanswered questions tonight.
Courtney, investigators say it's still unclear why Jeremiah Bailey went on a violent rampage throughout South Tampa last night, intentionally trying to drive into pedestrians before Tampa police caught up with him and shot and killed him. But hours ago, we got fresh insight into how this all started when we spoke with a witness who tried to put a stop to it at the very beginning.
He's intentionally aiming at everybody. He kept on coming back and forth.
As Gerald Smith watched football at home Sunday night, a friend came knocking, saying a driver was following him after they'd gotten into an argument at the nearby Dollar General.
He's parked right next to him. He had his door blocked to get in. He couldn't get in his car. He asked the guy, "Man, why did you park so close?" The guy moved the car, never said nothing to him, and then he just started following him through the neighborhood.
At McDill and Meadow, that driver, Jeremiah Bailey, became aggressive, and Smith grabbed his gun.
He puts the car in reverse, and he tries to hit me. I back out of the way, let off a couple shots, puts it in drive, hits my friend, and then I let off a couple more shots.
His friend was the first person injured. Then, police say Bailey drove less than a mile away to the intersection of McDill and Interbay. Driving in circles, they say he intentionally hit a 43-year-old man, leaving him seriously injured. Minutes later, on Interbay, he drove into another man, killing him. Roughly an hour and a half later, around 10:15, Bailey hit and injured a 41-year-old man at the intersection of West Shore Boulevard and Lemon Street. The victim's wife told 911 this car jumped over the curb and swerved to hit him.
The car we're following is a homicide suspect.
Tampa police caught up with Bailey at Lemon, chasing him onto I-275 and stopping him with a pit maneuver.
All right, we have a successful pit.
In video that may be difficult for some to watch, police surround Bailey.
Take cover. He's reportedly 10-0, so watch your crossfire.
Body camera video shows the moment officers apparently see him reach for a weapon.
He's reaching!
Jet Flight 990. Jet Flight 99 with you now. Good evening. Good evening, sir. Jet Flight 99. Live runway heading, runway maintain 3000. Runway 28. Clear for takeoff.
And Bailey was killed in that shootout that you just watched. And per protocol, those officers who were involved in that shooting are now all on administrative leave as the situation is being investigated by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
And Hannah, what do we know about Jeremiah Bailey at this time?
According to the 48-year-old man, he lived right here in Tampa. According to police, he had an extensive violent criminal history, and he was released from prison just 2 years ago. Our background check shows he has faced several charges previously for criminal speeding here in Florida and was arrested for interfering with emergency calls in Texas. Live in Tampa, Hannah Deneen, 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, Hannah, thank you. 10 Tampa Bay's Chris Hurst joins us now. And Chris, you were just able to interview that first victim, the one who was followed from the Dollar General. And he told you his friend, Gerald Smith, who we just heard from with Hannah, saved his life.
Yeah, that's right, Courtney. He says that if his friend wasn't there, that driver likely would have run him over and maybe backed his car back up over him. Eric Arshield is sore. He says that he has road rash from being hit by that Honda, but he is resting at home right now. He says he's one of the lucky ones in this rampage, trying to rest up at home a few blocks away from this Dollar General. Not even a day later, he says Tampa police was on scene minutes after and immediately got a description of the car from Arshield, something he hopes let them catch up to that Honda even faster.
Got a good look at him. I knew the car, you know, had a bicycle in the back and it was chipped, the paint chipped in the back. So I got a good look at everything pretty much, you know. Just unfortunate that they, you know, after all that, I just wish it would have ended with me, and that's it, instead of all that chaos.
Now take a look at this. He says his body caused this dent in his car after he was hit. Arshield says he knew something was wrong, though, when vehicle homicide detectives later showed up and told him the driver later hit and killed another man just up the road. So I had to ask him, did he regret getting into that altercation, that argument with the driver here at the Dollar General? And he says it really was not an argument. He asked him to move his car so he could get into his, and that driver said nothing back to him. He just sat in the driver's seat and stared at him while smoking a cigarette. Live in Tampa, Chris Hurst, 10 Tampa Bay.
Of course, a lot unfolding here, and we are expecting updates tonight and throughout this investigation. We'll have live streams with major updates on our 10 Tampa Bay Plus streaming app.